My first question for you, what are the world's biggest problems, you think?
I think the problems of the the, the biggest global problem right now is I think is the mind of people. You know that?
Yeah.
Wait, 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 wait,
You mean environmental problem?
awareness of people,
Yeah.
because uh, the awareness of people, if you don't care about the environment, we will affect to the environment. We don't care about the human, we just care about ourselves, personal reason. We can cause some war, you know. And if you maybe don't raise awareness, you can make the city dirty and everything become worse. So I think people awareness is the biggest problem right now, and it's really hard to raise people awareness.
Yeah, actually, maybe it's something like, yeah, of course, it can be another problem. So related to environmental problems. So we have some issues, as you mentioned, with environments. So pollution, environmental problems, like for example, as you said, not only uh, we have air pollution, we have noise pollution, so different types of pollution that we are facing. And yeah, but I think, actually, especially these years, I think people awareness, I think, has been raised by, I don't know, watching some videos and, for example, some programs that are being made, especially are being made specifically related to environmental and global issues. So, but
Yeah.
yes, you're right. The first thing that we need to pay, maybe this is actually the way that we can get rid of this problem. The first thing, we need to raise people awareness. I do agree with you. Well, actually, we have a video. I want you to watch this video. Then we'll talk about the issues more. I want to see what problems are mentioned in the video. So let me play it if I can find. Oh, okay. So let's see. Just one moment. Okay, that's it.
In September 2015, the United Nations launched their 15-year plan to make the world a better place. The 17 Sustainable Development Goals are focused on improvement and longevity and are a focal point of UN Week in New York City. Additionally, a number of summits provide the opportunity for world leaders to cooperate in achieving these global goals. So what exactly are the world's biggest problems? Well, first and foremost, poverty is an inescapable issue for nearly all developing countries. Roughly 1 in 7 people around the world live on less than $1.25 a day, and nearly half of the global population lives on just $2.50. While about a third of the world's poor are located in India, only 10 countries house 80% of the poorest people on Earth. Closely tied to poverty is the issue of hunger. Inadequate nutrition contributes to nearly half of all child deaths worldwide. And in regions like sub-Saharan Africa, 1 in 4 people are malnourished. As a result, nearly 800 million people don't have access to enough food to live healthy, active lives. Similarly, water and sanitation are absolute necessities. Yet nearly the same number of people without access to food lack access to water. And a third of the world's population risks disease by not having adequate sanitation. Another major issue for developing countries is a lack of educational opportunities. The UN predicted in 2011 that if all students had even basic reading skills, world poverty could be reduced by more than 10%. But illiteracy is an asymmetrical problem and affects considerably more women than men. Of roughly 780 million illiterate adults worldwide, 2/3 are female. As a result, women have considerably fewer opportunities, and it hurts a country's ability to progress economically without a fully educated workforce. This inequality is rampant and not exclusively relegated to gender. Economic inequality is also drawn along racial and social divides. Countries like Namibia see only a few thousand white landowners owning almost half of the country's agricultural land for a population of more than 2 million. In fact, land distribution has become an increasingly relevant issue. With man-made climate change, deforestation, and overfishing, the rapid environmental decline might be too late to reverse. Although organizations like the UN have implemented standards and worked to save forests, oceans, and the atmosphere, it continues to be a serious issue for the international community. The UN Summit's 17 global goals span from micro to macro and hope to contribute to solutions for the world's biggest problems. Through communication, training, and financial support, it's up to influential world leaders and average citizens to seek to improve the world. Since addressing issues like poverty and hunger, most countries have made considerable progress on every set goal. So we know that the United Nations has been effective working on these issues, but how effective has it been? Find out in our video.
The United Nations emerged after World War II with the objective of achieving a global balance of peace between world powers. Today, they have 193 member states, and they have roughly 100,000 soldiers, or Blue Berets, operating 16 separate peacekeeping missions around the globe.
Thanks for watching TestTube. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out. We'll see you next time.
Okay, so according to the video, so tell me about the biggest problems in the world that actually people nowadays are struggling with. So the first one, actually, I don't know, it was like a sad issue, but we need to talk about it. So poverty, hunger, yeah,
hunger, and malnutrition.
okay, malnourished. So let me write, okay, on the board. Malnourished, and this actually the noun is malnourishment, and the adjective is malnourished, means the lack of, you know, a person who has lack of food. So you know that actually this is an illness, disease, that actually it happens due to the lack of enough food. That's normally that happens. So like malnourished, this is person, okay, is a enough. And the noun is malnourishment. This is a noun, the state of actually, you know, lack of enough food. So actually it causes some illness and disease. So malnourishment, yeah, well, it can be ill or weak person. So that's, you know, this state, actually this illness happens due to poverty, of course, hunger, and well, so what do you think? So of course United countries are trying to do something to, I don't know, take action to do something, but there are a lot, you know, the problem is here.
Yes.
So what do you think? How can we, of course, yeah, environmental problem actually comes after these issues, but maybe the most important one related to people's lives. So tell me, what can we do you think? And let me ask another question. Do you think one day, and we will see, and we will have a day that there won't be any poor, or for example miserable, or for example malnourished person in the world?
I think that since that future does not exist at all, because in any time and any place, people should have some poor and rich people to, you know, balance the economy of the global. Like if you don't have a pool and everyone was extremely equal with each other, we cannot observe something like big change, like evolutions in technology or evolution in economy. We cannot observe that. So I think the ratio between the rich and poor is something very necessary to the world, even we want or not.
Yeah, of course. Well, yeah, I do agree with you. Maybe it's something like, yeah, maybe policies, maybe I don't know what is that, but yes, it's like, like they need to be. So for example, we have to have poor and actually people in order to have rich people is something like to make the world balanced, maybe, but
Yes.
it's not really fair, I think. So I do find it fair, especially in some countries, like for example in Africa, and every day we hear lots of news about actually hunger and different illnesses because I don't know, they can't manage. I don't know why, but it's really sad. So tell me, do you think that Vietnam is also facing the same problem?
Uh, with the environmental problem, I believe that we are facing something that really extremely significant. Like, Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City is one of the most polluted city in the world, and like, I believe that environmental problem is something that maybe Vietnamese people, we are trying to do something to change, but we
Yeah,
are the developing country, that, and we have no way to change the environmental problem right now. Because if we solve that problem, we will delay the the process of the economic race.
yeah,
So we choose to keep moving, and the environmental we will avoid the worst consequences. So I
yeah.
think so.
And so it's about environmental issues. And tell me, has any actions been taken by government in order to tackle these issues?
Yes, there is many laws that have been launched to solve the problems. Like, they will punish very hard to any person, any personal company or organization that make the environment become polluted. But we will have a gift for some organization, for a group of people who trying to clean the environment, to make the environment better. And I think that is everything that we can do right now.
So you may get actually severe sentence. So you can use this word as punishment. Sentence means punishment because you did something wrong. So you can get sentence, or for example, government gives severe maybe sentences to the people who, I don't know, make the environment polluted, or for example, do something against the policies.
Yes.
uh, okay, so sentence is a good one. And just so you know, let me write another one. Raise awareness. Of course, you mentioned that's really important because you mentioned. And yes, about, so first of all, let's have a look at these two. So environmental problems and uh, first one. Okay, population. So what is the problem with population? Okay, so why, for example, especially in big cities, maybe too crowded, overpopulated cities, we face some difficulties and issues and environmental problem. First, what they are, and the second, how this population or overpopulation can affect these issues and they can cause these issues.
Um, Overpopulation will I don't know, even it's like a two-edged sword, that overpopulation will provide a very significant working people to some company, to some organizations that good. But overpopulation might bring bad effect to the environment because more people, more consume, more charge, more waste. So I think they will affect a lot to the environment. The second one, overpopulation may cause some something that will make I don't know how to say it, some burden, like yes, the environment will overpopulation will make the the food, the space to live, the house, everything like the housing, yes, will become rarely, and the price will going up. So I think that's two consequences.
Yeah. So house and accommodation, yeah, of course. So that's really difficult, as you said, yeah. First, it can be cause. It can cause like pollution, population and pollution. Of course, the more people live in an area, maybe the more polluted can be that area. Not, of course, it's not a rule, but we have actually, this rule. So, and the second one you mentioned, yes, accommodating this number, the large number of people, and providing facilities, accommodating, just, okay, oh, let me here so that, okay, accommodating, and of course providing facilities. People,
Yes.
of course it can be really difficult, so maybe, yeah, not lack of, yeah, so the first problem, especially when it comes to some, I don't know, some parts of the world that are facing some issues like hunger and malnourishment, we see that, another, the first issue is actually overpopulation. So we see that a lot of people, I watched a documentary about actually uh, some countries, and this actually maybe the problems in the world, that was hunger, and yeah, of course they can't make living due to uh, bad economical situation and something like this. But you could see that, for example, without house, homeless people, just, we can say that it was really horrible. I don't know if you watched, the same thing or no. It was really horrible that there was no house, really, no bathroom, no bedroom, nothing. They lived on the water, and that was, but you could see 4 children. So why? How you can do this to your child? So yes, because of this, we say that raising awareness is the most important thing. So first, okay, just look around you. What you doing with you? Okay, you are not important. That's okay. But you're responsible for the baby that you give birth. It's
Yes.
like, yeah. So, well, the next one, just let's have a look at this word. So, the first word, population here, and shame, that, of course, we need to be shamed
Yes.
by what we do to our environments. Of course, we need to be embarrassed. Yeah. And the next one, rainforest, another issue that actually cause environmental issues is logging industry. So
Yeah.
that cutting down trees. So cutting down trees in order to make some wooden products. So of course we see that, especially, some uh, natural resources should be preserved, should be protected, but we don't do this. And another issue at the same time, war,
Yeah.
killing people, racism. So what do you think about this one?
I think racism is a kind of is one of the biggest criminal in the world. Like why we have to do that? Because racism in the past are very heavy. Like the black people, they was being racist by another people. So I think racism is something that we should to eliminate that, because they are human too. They are the same like us. So there is nothing for us to to like talk about badly about them, like racism. Yes, I think so.
Yeah, actually, unfortunately, in the world nowadays, we see that, yeah, there are some people who kill another people just because of, I don't know, maybe religion, race, or something like that. And we see, yeah, yeah, and that's something like, yeah, and they're different, I don't know, terrors and killing people. So we have, do you think there's something, I don't know, these crimes are as directly related to governments, you think?
Um, uh, Abstract. I don't know the word abstract. Can you explain, please?
Abstract, abstract.
Yes.
Okay, so let me talk about you. Maybe you have heard abstract art. Okay, so it's something
Yes.
like the opposite of abstract. It's something like you need to get the concept of something. It's not
Yeah.
something direct. Okay, so when you express something like the quality or idea or something, anything, without reference to an actual person or thing, that can be abstract. So for example, when we see an abstract painting, we can't understand what it is because we can't understand what person or thing it refers. This is abstract.
Yes.
Yeah.
And and your question is abstract to relate it to the government. I don't understand that.
Yeah. So let me say something. It's not clear. So let me change. So it's like, I don't know, because we have people, let me write this word. So because we have this crime, it's a kind of crime that is genocide. I don't know if you have heard it or no. It's not something like systematic, is something like destruction of either a racial or a political group or cultural group. So they want to
Yes.
kill. So just let me write it. So genocide. That is a really serious crime, especially around the world. I think, for example, why? Because I think in the world people don't have any issues. Yes, not all the time. Most of people don't have any problem with each other in the world. Like, for
Yes.
example, if you are a colored person, or for example, white, if you are American, if you are, for example, Vietnamese, if you are, no matter. So we all are maybe like brothers, human being. We are human being and we are brothers and sisters. But sometimes I think governments make some issues, like for example, okay, we don't like, so let's, I don't know, let's make war or something like this, and we see that all people uh, are struggled, and for example, what they don't want, of course, we don't want to fight, we don't want to have war, but we have to, because when something
Yes.
happens, you need to save and protect your country. So what do you think about this? Do you agree?
Yeah.
So that is the meaning of my question.
Um, I may agree with you because we know that in the past there was several of war that start by the government. Something that uh, start by the conflict between two races, two reasons, and I think so the government is the key to open it, because nobody in this world can open a big war, you know that,
Yeah,
and
of course.
we need to to go through a government to open a
Yeah,
war. So I think,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, of course. Especially some leaders. Some leaders
yes,
are problems, I think. I think they're problems. So, well, the Next one. Okay, we have two other words. The first one, extinct, another environmental problem.
Yeah.
So, yeah, of course, different species of the animals. We have a lot of species, maybe rare types. They are becoming extinct because of different reasons. And the first and the most important reason, yeah, of course, is poaching, killing animals illegally. That can it can be for any reason, like for example, I don't know, their skin, or I don't know, something like the fur or something like this. So poaching means killing endangered animals. So the first one, poaching, is different from hunting.
Yes.
Killing endangered animals illegally. Okay, so this one, I couldn't see what I typed. Okay, this one. So poaching maybe can be a really important issue nowadays. And so first of all, tell me your opinion about this. So I want to know first, do you have the same problem in your country, people who kill animals illegally? And if you have some specific species?
Um, yes, yes, I believe this is one of the most severe problem in my country because you know that every country in the world they have some national park or something like a jungle and protect by the government. And in my country, the same too. But the problem is, people in Vietnam, I believe in something was not real. Like they believe that the tusk of the elephant can cure every illness. They think that,
Yeah,
and they believe that the meat of the rhinos or elephant or some dangerous species can make you live longer. So they keep believe that, and I don't know. Maybe the government trying to change them, but they don't. But they cannot do that. And in the black market, you know that the black
yeah,
market, they sold the illegal things very expensive, and there's a lot of people buy it, including some person in the government too. They buying it, and I don't know. I,
of course.
I think this is a bad word. This is the worst behavior of a human. We
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, of
So
course, I do agree with you. Of course, definitely agree with you. Yeah. But so we need to do something, of course, but we don't. I don't know. We say that we are doing, but yeah, of course, in some countries, but we can see that nowadays, especially, we are doing a lot to conserve, to protect. Conserve, another word. So conserve means protect. So if you heard this, just let me change the color so that you can see because it's white, so that you can see it. Okay, conserve means protect. So we need to do
yeah,
something to conserve our environment. And yeah, this one in my country, I see that especially, a lot of volunteers, people, government, actually they are doing. Yeah, we see that, in order to save these animals. And the next word, so empowerment, that is noun, and empower. So that is something like the process of gaining freedom. Nowadays, especially about women, we see
yes,
that, yeah, of course, it's growing stronger. So that's really good in the world. They can have a lot to say. So they can
yes,
easily talk, express their opinion. They can be leaders in the world. However, sometimes I don't know, get some news. You know, they still have some challenges, but at least in developed countries, I think there is no problem with this topic and this actually subject. Tell me if you have any idea in your country. I want to know about human right and like women right. So
in Vietnam, right now in nowadays, I believe women right now is maybe have more powerful than the men
yeah,
because you know that because in Vietnam, the wife usually carry all the salaries of the husband, and more than that, the wife have the decision on doing everything.
Yeah.
Our man just going for work and earn money. That's all. And
Ah,
every other work is belong to wife. Also, women in Vietnam is have right to access to the government, access to everything without without any problems. So I
yeah.
think is a balance between man and woman in my country.
Yeah, that's great. So that's great. Well, so we have something here, especially so still strange thing in many places in Vietnam, especially yeah, that's this. It's a rural area. So tell me about what it means because I want to know what's the difference when we say rural or urban. So tell
Um,
me about that lifestyle, maybe.
I think Vietnam have a lot of race. You know that?
Yeah, of course. You mean tribe or race?
As a tribal race.
Yeah, of
Some
course.
place in the mountain, then they are split. They like a split at all to the modern lifestyle right now, and I think in there women don't have any speech. They don't cannot do anything.
Oh,
So yeah, especially
yeah,
in the rural area, in the mountain, some
yeah.
tribal, and they seems women just for stay at home, working, cooking, and do some,
Oh,
homework, a house, and every another thing will belong to the man. Yes,
oh.
a man.
Yeah, got it. So, just in some maybe places, areas of something like rural areas, so it's something normal that maybe women are not allowed to express their opinion, as I realize, yeah. And it's like, they only in charge of doing like, I don't know, housework, taking care of children like this, just this and no more, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but I think in the future, this will be solved. Women are really something like strange and strong
Yes.
creatures. Really, they can do everything they want. Yeah. Okay, tell me about stereotype. I want to know, that stereotype is something like most of people believe, but maybe it's not right. Maybe that's wrong. So, for example, there are a lot of stereotype about American. So tell me about some stereotypes that you know about, I don't know, your country. So,
Um, like I say, hmm, some stereotype. Wait. I don't know how to speak the word. It's quite hard for me. Can you say it
yeah.
again?
So, yeah, I said so. Stereotype, like for example, let me say something. In the world, most of people believe that Americans are obsessed with guns. So they carry guns. No, it's not. It's like, okay, of course you don't carry guns everywhere. It's just something like that on movies. Yeah, of course it happens, but not always something like this is maybe a negative opinion about Americans that is stereotype. Most of people can actually believe in, but it's not right. So this is the meaning of stereotype.
Stereotype. Oh, sorry about pronunciation of the word is quite hard for me.
Okay,
Ste-
stereotype.
Stereotype.
Type,
Okay.
yes, stereotype.
I think another common stereotype in Vietnam is uh, global people believe that in Vietnam we are have a short nap in the middays. You know that?
Yeah.
Did your country have a short nap in the midday?
So what is that?
There's
Okay, so if someone wants, why not? But it's not a rule that everyone. So what do you mean? So you take a nap in the
like
middle of the day, so it's a rule like, or no? So if I want, I can take a nap. So what's the problem with it?
oh, a lot of people in Vietnam say that in America they don't sleep in the
Of-
middays. They just
No,
working.
No, for example, this is a stereotype, so let me say something. No, it's not, because, for example, when you are mom, you're having children and you are tired. So if you want, why not? There is no rule that, okay, it's not a habit. We are not in the habit of sleeping, yeah, or taking naps. So we are not, but it's not the rule. So if I want, no one says that, no, we don't have this app, so don't. No, just, I'm tired now. Okay, dear, I need to sleep. Just, sometimes, okay, for example, okay, honey, please watch children because I need to take a nap, and it's just go and just you can close your eyes and take a nap. So, but it's not like a habit. This is a stereotype about Americans. Yeah.
Because in Vietnam, we see that Americans work all day so that they was very rich. So I don't know. They say that.
We work a lot. Yes. So let me say something. Yes. But this is, yeah, some people, this is another stereotype that they think that we are workaholic, but we are not. Yes, we work a lot. Yes, we try to actually spend our, we can say, our time in the best way. Yes. So yeah, we have, sometimes we have a strict schedule. For example, I'm talking about me, myself. So for example, I have a strict schedule. So I need to do a list every day. So normally we have to-do list, but no, that is another stereotype about Americans. It's not the rule that no, everyone. No, you see lots of people like laziness, lazy people, they don't do anything, they have nothing to do. So no, just mostly we can say yes. And another one, for example, most of people all around the world believe that it's something like we are racist, but we are not.
Yes.
We are not, really, we are not. Maybe some, maybe I say some, yes. But totally, you can't judge actually a group of people just by a number of them. Like, you know what I mean? Yes, maybe in the
Yeah, yes, it's
past.
all right.
Yeah, maybe in the past, but nowadays we believe in equality,
Yeah.
like, for example, equality, like we are the same, we believe in, and we try to respect. So, but this is another stereotype. Have you heard any stereotype about your country?
I have heard that some people in Europe still believe our country we don't have internet or we don't have some device. It's like a phone, like a laptop, something like that. But it's totally not true. We
Yeah,
have everything from iPhone, from the latest iPhone models to the latest laptop model. A lot of things. So
of
I think it's
course.
a yeah.
Of course, we can't change people's minds, so just let them think as the way they want. So no worries. Nothing is changed. Okay, just we have another word here. This is related to environment. On the verge of, if I want to give you a good synonym, I say nearly. They're close to happen, nearly to happen. So as you can see, due to illegal hunting or poaching for their horns, this is poaching, illegal hunting for their horns. Rhinos are currently on the verge of extinction. Nearly, yes, they're becoming extinct, maybe. Awareness, another word, we discussed this, so we're not going to talk about it. Okay, this one, controversial. So, you know that causing disagreements or discussion. Same-sex marriage, oh, of course, this is a controversial issue in many places, but we have it, it's okay. We have a lot of people who get married, just, same sex. But we have, let me say, what is controversial issue in my country now, especially, you know that these days everyone identifies himself or herself as what they want. We have some
Yes.
people who identify themselves as animals, What
Yeah.
this mean?
It's kind of-
It's like craziness. So this is a controversial issue, I think. Not about same sex, it's okay. So tell me about your country. Same sex marriage is something common or popular or acceptable in your country?
Uh, if we says marriage is something that yes they acceptable, but they're still not legal yet. They are not illegal, but they are not legal yet. It means you can make a marriage, you can have a party, you can do everything that you want, but you don't have a marry identifications like uh,
Oh, so,
you don't
oh,
have, and you can live with each other. It's your choice, but in the law you have not be a family, you have not be a couple. Yes, so yet, so I don't think we in the government they have discussed about this problem for maybe 10 years, because a lot of people think that this is a right of people. We can do what we want. We can live with the gender that we like. But
oh,
another people say if we let this same-sex marriage, we the you know the children, the next generation will decrease a lot. So they don't agree. So there is a controversial argument a lot of time, past
yeah.
over 10 years.
So as I realized, just I want to know if I'm right. So you said that they can get married, but there is no marriage certificate. So it's something like there is no official statement. Like, okay, if you want, you can live, but there is no marriage certificate, right?
Yes, there is no certificate,
Ah,
but you can make a marriage party. You can have a dress, you can have a
oh,
everything, flowers, something like that, but you don't have a marriage certificate.
yeah. So you can have a wedding ceremony. So wedding
Yes.
ceremony, you can do what you want. Let me change the color. You can do what you want, but there is no, okay, so there is no marriage. Why I don't change the color of my pen? Again, it's what I can't see what I type. Okay, so let me change the color. Okay, marriage certificate. So official statement, no. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, well, so we discussed the sport and now let's keep going. Okay, so there are some campaigns nowadays, and we know that especially some campaigns in order to uh, conserve environment, animals, I don't know, like cleaning up the beaches. So there are different, something like, oh, there are some vegetarians and vegan, not vegetarian. I want to talk about, because I think this is another maybe thing that we need to pay careful attention to, because there's some controversial issues among vegetarian and I don't know people who eat a meat-based diet. So, so first, tell me, what do you think about actually these two groups, vegan, vegetarian, and meat-based diet?
Um, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking because I'm not a person who vegetarian. Hmm.
You are not, because I want to know. You are not.
I eat meat a lot because I cannot stand if my meal does not have meat. I need meat to survive. But the
There's,
problem is I don't understand the word vegan.
there is a difference between vegan. I changed the colors. Why? Okay, just let me. Vegan and vegetarian.
Yes, I think both of them are eat vegetarian instead of meat.
And okay, veget actually is maybe vegetarian, but a high degree. So what it means, for example, if you are vegetarian, you only, avoid eating meat. meat
Yes.
product like, I don't know, fish, or so for example, meat, chicken or red meat. But vegan, nothing related to animals, not milk, not egg, nothing. So we can say a severe, maybe intense degree of vegetarian person is vegan. So I can't understand them. Really, I can't understand.
Yeah, I think vegetarian they try to limit the meat amount that they consume every day, but the vegan they live follow the thinking, the region, the belief, the faith that meat will have a bad effect to their body. So I think the difference between all of them is one vegan is like a region. It's like something that we believe in. Like a meat, it have a bad effect to people. So try everything to not eat meat. But vegetarian is something that they try to limit the amount of meat that they consume. They believe that meat will have a bad effect too, but they don't
No.
they don't see it as something good.
No, vegetarian, no, vegetarian don't eat meat, nothing at all. But no meat, no fish, no chicken, vegetarian, just vegetables, fruit, vegetables. But they, for example, drink milk. They consume eggs, but vegan, nothing related to animals. Both actually
Oh,
opinions are related to animals. They think that humans are not allowed to consume animal, like for example, they eat animals because they are alive. But the
yes.
vegetarian says, okay, I don't eat, for example, pork, but that's okay. I can drink milk as well. So at least, but vegan says no, nothing related to animal.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know the difference. I don't know how they can separate into two groups like that.
Yeah, of course. Actually, you need to, if I can find a link, I will send you because it's really interesting interview by with a vegan. And that was like,
Yes.
why you are vegan, and said, okay, because we want to protect and save our environment and our world. And actually the host said, okay, but you are damaging the environment by eating a lot of like vegetables. And for example, you spend governments, that should spend large amount of money to transfer, for example, peanuts, I don't know, from one country to another country for vegetarian. Because
Yes.
and how air pollution, and for example we have some economical issues. So just because you want to be vegetarian, of course we respect, you can
Yes.
be, but you can't push and make people to do what you want. So
Yes.
everyone can have his or her own idea about something, just respect, and we have to respect, but we can't force people to do what we want.
Yeah.
Just let me say something because I made a note here. When you use the adjective significant, use it very, but we don't use very for significant because significant itself means very important. So we don't say
Oh,
very. Yes, yes.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, and the next one. Oh, let's talk really. In your opinion, what makes you a good parent? Why you are not parent, so you have no
Yeah.
idea.
But we
Yeah.
can say in a general way, like a parent have to have a responsibility with their children.
Yeah.
People, parents should have some some love, share the love with their children, and maybe parent it should be the way, the place, and the person for children to communicate, to talk, and or to I don't know to share the feeling with. So I think that make a good parent.
Yeah. And what types of mom shaming do you often hear in Vietnam? So first of all, let me explain this phrase. Mom shaming means when some people, okay, someone judges or criticizes a mom,
Yes.
okay, for her, for example, parenting style, or for her choices, we say mom shaming first. If you do, if you judge, if you criticize moms because of their parenting style or some, or no, it's not something that people do in your country.
I don't think in Vietnam there is any person who mom shaming because we respect mom at most, and I haven't seen any person who do that. So I don't know. I don't hear.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, not only mom shaming, we have parent shaming. So, for example, oh, look at this one because, for example, I don't know, their child is not successful. So maybe this because of their parenting style. Because, for example, this child is not polite, it's rude. So we say that this is something related to parenting style. So do you have the same thing?
Um, yes, sometimes I can see bad person out the socials and they do something was very bad, and people usually say that their parent didn't teach them and let them do what they want or not punish them and something like that. I don't know. I
Yeah,
haven't heard about it
yeah,
most.
of course. And tell me about the last time that you were in deep water. It means you actually got into serious trouble.
Uh, when I was in a test and
Huh?
I haven't learned anything, and I just do exactly by what the gods say, and I just moving.
Yeah, yeah. You just look at the rim to get the answers. Yeah.
Yes, and then I made some trouble with it because I don't know if it's true or not, and I was uh panic. I can say that. So I think so. It just happened about 4 months ago.
Yeah, yeah, of course, I know. Sometimes just, I remember that just I used to watch, I don't know, the sky, like, okay, let's get the answer. It was like, okay, the answers will come from the sky and say, oh, and I remember that I had a teacher, Mr. Andrews. I remember one day he told me that, okay, dear, just be careful about your neck because, the answers won't come out of the sky. It was really, yeah, a good day. So just, yeah, especially, I remember that when I uh, got, I think it's something like not acceptable score. And I knew because, I don't know, we didn't have any issues with score or something like that at home, but and my mom knew that I didn't study because I wanted to do something else. I said, yeah, I remember that. I really, yeah, I was in deep water that moment. Well, okay, and so this one. Let me check which one. You can choose the topic. Okay, we have two discussions, so two different maybe problems. So you can choose which one you want to talk about now.
I think we are discussed the second one, the Airbnb. It's quite good.
Oh, okay, of course. So why not? Yeah. So, okay. So which question you want to answer? As you can see, Airbnb. So, okay. Which question? Number one, two, five. Let me. So tell me about racism. Is it common in Vietnam?
In Vietnam, we are racist about the people who, maybe I don't know. The people usually racist about the people who don't do anything, just stay at home, like anti-socials, like just stay at home and 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 wasting money from to anything. We are like racist from that kind of person.
Oh,
in
Oh,
in any neighborhood, in any zone, if there is a person like that, I don't know. They maybe will be discriminate or maybe punished by a lot of people. We don't
yeah,
care, like something like that. Yeah.
yeah, of course. And just, the last word of this session, because we talked about race and judgment, so we can say discrimination. You know this word that is actually the unfair treatments of people and groups, based
Yes.
on, it can be either a race or something like gender or age, or I don't know, something like this. So we have discrimination, and you know that. So when you say what kind of discrimination, it can be, based on race, or for example, gender, or based on age, or for example, I don't know, something like some sexual orientation. So which one is more common? Race, gender, age, sexual orientation, or something like this?
I think right now there is a gender discrimination.
Uh, so they judge people by their gender.
Yes, but in some rural area, because when I go to the countryside for visiting my grandparents parent, I
Parent.
see that not many a lot of people in there they have some very old school thinking, old school
Uh-huh.
faith that
Yeah.
women do everything and men just sit home working, earning money and sit home, something like that.
Yeah.
And all the housework and everything, feeding their children, clean the house, cooking, some all of them will belong to the woman, and they are not allowed to do anything. So
So
it's
people,
quite
yeah. So we can say women are victims of discrimination, and they are discriminated by their gender. Yeah.
yeah.
So very good. Okay, and that's it. We talked two interesting topic, I think, topics in detail. And thank you for being
Yeah.
perfect, like always. And have a great weekend. Enjoy your time.
Yes. Have great weekend.
Thank you. Goodbye. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.